Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here, and today we are here finally for the 100% race that I've been wanting to do. And today it's in the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton around Austria. And I've got to say guys, a massive thank you to you guys for supporting every single video I've been doing on F1 2014. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to set a challenge for you guys for this video. If this video can hit 400 likes, we'll get another 100% race out in the next couple of days. Now I can't promise the day it will exactly be on, but I will promise that at some point in the next sort of 2, 3, 4 days, I'll do another 100% race if this video hits 400 likes. Now I know it's a big ask, but it's a good challenge for you guys to do something whilst you're watching this video. So yeah, here we are, 4th place on the grid as Lewis Hamilton, 71 laps to complete. And we've got to have a good start here. So waiting for the lights, and they're out, and away we go here in Austria for this 71 lap race. It's going to be a pretty intense race to make sure we keep our concentration for all that time. Past Vettel, past Magnussen, and around the outside of Rosberg, up into the lead. So a really good start there. 4th to 1st in the first turn, and putting it into the lean fuel mixture because we started off with -1 lap fuel. So we're basically just going to have to be saving fuel for the first stint. And who knows, if we can defend and stay in this low fuel mixture, we might also be able to get a lot of fuel saved up for the end of the race, because I saw there was a 33% chance of rain, and let's be honest, if there's any percentage chance of rain, it's going to rain on any F1 game. That's just how it works pretty much. So it's really about when that rain comes and what part of the strategy we're on, what part of the tyre stint we're on, because it could either go hugely in our favour or hugely against us, just depending what strategy we're on. And I think we're going to have to be a little bit flexible with the strategy just because of that sort of wet period of the race, which is sort of most certainly coming. A little bit wrong through there, in the wrong gears, and I sort of pull out of the way of Rosberg here. I'm not really sure why I did, but he gets down the inside. Vettel looking to the inside as well, but he breaks a little bit earlier as he's on the inside, and we managed to get back 2nd place here. Now I need to go on the attack of Rosberg. I know I had the pace of Rosberg here, but in all honesty I want to stay in my sort of lean fuel mixture mode here. So I had to go on the attack quickly to get back past him. I probably could have dived up the inside here. And I bet you're wondering, you just pushed him off the track, didn't you? Well, actually I went through that frame by frame and I couldn't see any contact. It was very close, but I didn't actually see any contact. There wasn't any sound of contact either. So I think I just got away with that. I think I just sort of forced him into a mistake, if you will. So pretty interesting stuff on the 1st and 2nd lap there. Got back into the lead, still on -1 lap fuel here. So we're going to have to do quite a bit of fuel saving to make sure that we can get that up, and maybe we can have some spare fuel for the end of the race. But we'll skip ahead a couple of laps here onto lap 8. Rosberg definitely going on the attack. We're sort of a little bit sort of squirrely into the braking zone. Maybe that's a little bit wrong. I was a little bit sort of one way, the other way into the braking zone, but I wasn't really blocking. I was just getting back to the racing line. Now Rosberg with a great slipstream. He's coming up the inside. Always braking a little bit earlier though, so we're going to be able to just sort of keep it around the outside. We're still side by side, but on the exit of the corner, Rosberg concedes the position, and we've managed to get up to 1st once again. Loving the AI in this game. They want to race, they want to fight you, and it's just really fun. And I've really enjoyed racing the AI in this game, and this race really sums it all up, how good the AI are in comparison to 2013. They're just so much more fun. You can see we made a little bit of mistake beforehand, a little bit of grass on our tyres. Rosberg going to the outside, and he's managed to get the position. We're going to go back down the inside a little bit deep into the corner, a bit all over the place, but we managed to keep the position. And Rosberg once again on the attack, and he's going down the inside. Is he? No, he's braking just a tad later. The AI sometimes brakes just a little bit earlier than you. Just depends really what sort of corner it is and if they're on the inside or outside. Generally, if they're on the inside, they brake a little bit earlier just because they want to be on the racing line, and obviously they're not on the racing line. And a small mistake here, a lapse of concentration on lap 11 here, going into the gravel ever so slightly. Now Rosberg is all over me. He's going to be looking up the inside here. He's got the better run, but also Vettel's got a very good run. He's looking down the inside of Rosberg here, but we managed to turn in without any threat there. And really this is the big bit here, because they've got to have DRS here, and they always get a great run off this final turn. He's going to be up the inside here. Rosberg with the DRS manages to get back up into the lead. As you can see, we're down to 20 cars. I could have maybe forced my way through on the inside there, but I didn't really feel that was all that legitimate. So now into the slipstream. We obviously don't have DRS, but we're in the slipstream, hoping this will help us out a little bit here. Are we going to be looking for a move down the inside? We're braking extremely late. We're going for a very audacious move down the inside. No contact, forcing Rosberg into a slight mistake off the track. and actually gains us a tad of time there. But then we get the DRS. This is important. Into the slipstream of Rosberg. Can we get down the inside here without any contact? That's the main thing. As long as we get down the inside with no contact, it's very, very close. Rosberg tries to turn in, but we manage to get the position and back up into the lead. Awesome stuff there. Now we're coming into our pit lap here. I'm checking Rosberg behind it so I don't crash into the back of me, but luckily he was a little bit sensible. I was a little bit all over the place there. I sort of missed the pit exit, or the pit entry I should say, just ever so slightly, which is a little bit unfortunate, but maybe it lost us a couple of attempts, but doesn't really matter too much. We're going on to the prime tyre for this stint here. I decided to maybe switch it up. The team wanted me to go to the option tyres, which would be the red super soft tyres, but I decided to switch up the strategies just ever so slightly to hopefully benefit me towards the end of the race. And obviously I wasn't really sure when this rain was coming either, so I thought, and who knows, maybe we can extend this second stint into maybe the rainy stint, but we're not really sure when the rainy stint is coming. That's the only unfortunate thing. The weather radar really not showing us when the rain is actually going to be coming. So we're on to the prime tyres now on lap 18. I extended that first stint a couple of laps longer than I wanted, but then at the end of lap 18 going on to lap 19, we'll see where Rosberg comes out into relation to us, and he's actually had a pretty good in lap here. You can see we're going to come out just behind him here, but we've got the run off the turn, and it's going to be really close stuff here. We're going to have the slight momentum advantage as we're trying to go side by side with Rosberg. He's not giving me an inch, and we're going side by side into the braking zone. Who's going to come out of this braking zone first? Side by side still, I can't believe it. And now we're going to get the DRS as we were behind in that detection point, and we're going to get the advantage just because of the DRS. But that was great racing there with Rosberg. You saw he didn't brake early. He really challenged me to the corner, and actually it was a lot of good fun racing with him there. And going on to lap 26 here, we've got a little bit of a queue behind us, not going to lie. It's me, Rosberg, Ricciardo and Vettel, so 2 Mercedes and 2 Red Bulls. Basically, I'm in the lean fuel mixture still, just saving up that fuel for the next stint. The third stint is going to be where it's at for me. I'm going to be going on to the soft tyres, if I'm correct. You can see there we've got +6 laps fuel, which is going to be really good for the next stint. And basically now Rosberg on the attack. He's looking to the outside. We're going to go side by side with Rosberg into the braking zone. We're braking at about the exact same point, but as I'm on the inside I get the position. Rosberg has to concede back down to second place there, and Ricciardo is still in third. So great stuff with racing with Rosberg once again. Now skipping here to lap 32, we've really been pushing here now. Obviously we're going a couple of laps extra on our tyres, as you can see. It's telling me to pit, but I haven't came in the pit because I'm such a rebel. But we've built up a little bit of a gap here over Ricciardo and Rosberg, who have been squabbling it out. And we've got about a 3.7 second advantage here, which is really good. It means that now we've got that gap for the pit stop, and hopefully we won't get sort of held up or anything. I went into the fast fuel mixture. You can see them. Purple first sector. Really good stuff. 4.3 seconds now to Ricciardo, I should say. I was going to say Rosberg, but it's actually Ricciardo, getting mixed up. So yeah, really good stuff. Can't actually sort of realise how sort of slow they were. Ricciardo, I couldn't really believe how slow he was. As soon as I went into the fast fuel mixture, I sort of expected them to still be right behind me, but I was sort of pulling away about half a second a lap. Did some really good lap times, and overall pulled a decent gap here. We'll see what it is through the second sector now. And I think we're actually going to come into the pits. This lap could be wrong. 4.4 seconds now, so even more of an advantage gained over Ricciardo. I think could be wrong. We're going to duck into the pit lane here. Are we? No, we're not. I thought we were, but I'm just going extra long on this stint here because I think they wanted me to pit when all of the other guys were going to pit. But basically, because it thought I was going to be going onto the soft tyres, it's sort of telling me to stop when the soft tyres would have wanted to stop. So we're basically going just some extra laps here. 4.9 seconds over Rosberg now. So this gap is definitely working out for us. Obviously Ricciardo went into the pit and Alonso now jumped up to third. So both Red Bulls are pitted, and your current top three is myself, Hamilton, Rosberg in second and Alonso in third. The gap's probably going to come down ever so slightly with Rosberg on the super soft tyres, you know, challenging us now. He's got the faster tyres, he's probably in the fast fuel mixture as well. And something that's really good to see is the AI actually really using their fast fuel mixture in this game. I mean, I know in 2013 we heard it on the radio sometimes, but in this game the AI actually use their fuel mixture properly. They go into fast fuel mixture, they go into slow fuel mixture, they go into slow fuel mixture, I should say, when they're sort of stuck up behind slower cars. Say they're stuck up behind someone that hasn't pitted, they put it into that slow fuel mixture. And I think it's very intelligent, the AI. That's how it works, at least how the radio person tells me how it's working. And this is our pit lap here. You can see Still a little bit too fast into the pit lane area here, but we're coming into the pits, which is good. And oh no, Rosberg's coming to the pits as well. Not good for him. He's going to have to sort of probably wait up a little bit here, but oh well, that's his fault. I'm the #1 driver, obviously Lewis Hamilton for life. So anyway, in the pit lane here, and we get out. Good stuff there. Good, well, not an amazing stop, 3.7 seconds nearly. But not a terrible stop, was it? I don't even know what it says, 0.6 seconds on your screen there. But yeah, anyway, going to come out the pit lane in 4th place here. You're going to be like, oh, you came out behind the Red Bulls, haven't you? Well, luckily not. The 2 cars in front there that you can see are Perez and Hulkenberg. And behind me you can see Raikkonen, and I'm not too sure what's happening behind me, but I think obviously you can see there Vettel putting in a fastest lap. But I think Vettel, Alonso, Raikkonen, Ricciardo, they're all in a big sort of squabble up behind me, and we can see in that sort of just at the bottom of your screen there, you can sort of see on the little map about where they are in comparison to us. But now we've got a good runner in fast fuel mixture as well, and we're going to get down the inside of Perez. We're just going to brake incredibly late. We got purple first sector as well, without DRS as well, so that's good. And we're going to probably get the DRS. Yes, we are DRS as well, just to help us out. And this should take us back into the lead of the race. Hulkenberg going to be pretty defenceless on old tyres, and also with no DRS, and that's good stuff. Back up into the lead, a weird looking top 3, Hamilton, Hulkenberg, Perez, but Hulkenberg and Perez have still got a pit, so don't worry about that if you're a little bit confused about what's happening with that. If I come up to the back of some back markers here as well, you can see Marussia getting the blue flags from the sidelines there. Who is it? Oh, it's Chilton. He's a little bit wary about where he's going to be going, but Chilton letting us through, which is good, and that means now back with a clear track in front of us, which is good. Means that we're not going to have to worry about AI maybe doing something silly in front of us, maybe spinning on some curbs or something, I don't know. But we're going to set the 1 minute 10.068. I really wanted to go and get a time under 1 minute 10, but unfortunately I'll spoil it because there's not really much of a spoiler, because the conditions only get worse from here. But we unfortunately don't get a better lap time than a 1 minute 10.068, and you can see that 50. We're still on those red sidewall tyres, the super soft tyres, and look at that gap. And people are like, what? 34 seconds? Well, basically Perez and Hulkenberg were staying out for so many laps, and basically I was just pumping in the consistent lap times, and I was gaining 2 seconds a lap over the guys. 2-3 seconds even, I should say. It wasn't just 2 seconds, even some laps, even 3-4 seconds on some laps. It was crazy, some of the lap times I was putting in. I was very consistent. I was in the 1 minute 10s pretty much every lap, and I was just pulling out the gap to the cars behind. 37 seconds you can see here, and you'll be like, well, that doesn't add up, does it? Well, basically Rosberg and Alonso and that have actually gone for an extra stop as well, so that's part of it. But we actually did have about a 25-second advantage over them anyway. Then they went for their extra stop, which sort of messed it up even more, because they stopped literally just before this rain shower started, which is, I say, a little bit unfortunate for the actual sort of spectacle of the race, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and we just got this great advantage. So we've got basically 2 pit stops in hand here, because pit stops are about 18-19 seconds here, if I remember correctly, from my last pit stop. So we've got a really good advantage here, and we can avoid, or we can accidentally go onto the wrong tyres here and still come in and hopefully be in front of them, so that should be good for us. So lap 51, we're getting towards the end of this race here, only 20 laps to go, and I was pretty tired at this point. It was, you know, as I said on Twitter and everything, I wasn't feeling too great, and I wanted to make sure I got this race out and recorded. So I recorded this at night. I still wasn't feeling that great, so getting towards the end of this race I was really tired and everything, but I wanted to make sure I finished this race. It was a pretty crazy race, and I really enjoyed racing in it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching it. And basically now, coming into the pit lane, we're going to put those intermediate tyres on, because I know you're thinking, well, it's not raining that much, is it? Well, basically, see what the weather is like when we get out of the pits. I don't know how it sort of changes by so much in so little amount of time, but the inters were definitely needed. A very good stop here from Mercedes once again, a little bit quicker actually. 3.7 second stop there. Oh wait, was it quicker? I don't even know. I thought, well, no, I don't even know. Just forget what I'm saying. I'm probably just chatting a load of rubbish here. But yeah, another decent stop there. And we sort of forget to shift up to second. That's the thing. You're on the sort of limit of first gear going through the pit lane. And we're going to have someone coming out near us. Who is it? I couldn't actually see who that was. I think it might be a Lotus. Could be wrong, or maybe it's a McLaren. I can't remember. remember Lotus and a McLaren following me at some point in the race, but I'm not sure exactly when. So, there you go, 16 plus a little bit from the last lap. So, yeah, probably about 18, 19 seconds. And a bit like, what? How did the conditions change so quickly in so little laps? But yeah, you can see, like 6 or so laps, how crazy the conditions changed. We've got the gap up to Rosberg up to 39 seconds after he pitted for his intermediate tyres. And we've got someone right behind us. I think it's actually Magnussen. We'll probably see. No, he's not going to go around the outside because he doesn't know what he's doing. So, we're going to go in the pits there and put the wet tyres on. I bet you're thinking, well, that's a stupid call. Well, basically, the conditions just kept getting worse. You could see it each and every lap, the conditions are getting worse and worse and worse. And, yeah, just crazy stuff. And we had to come in to put the wet tyres on after about 6 or 7 laps, which I didn't really expect. I thought we were just going to be into to the end, in all honesty, with sort of a little chance of rain. I honestly thought it wasn't going to be that high. Sort of not that heavy rain shower, I should say. I know it's a bit of a stupid thing to think, but I normally think when it's a 33% chance, or you know, something like 40% chance or less, that it won't be a very heavy rain shower. But proved me wrong. I know it's just something I've been thinking about in sort of recent games. That's just what I thought. A low percentage chance of rain generally has led to sort of not that much rain, maybe just inters. But yeah, this race sort of took a turn for the worst, and we went on to the really wet tyres, the full wet tyres, the blue sidewall tyres. And on to lap 61. Definitely just putting in the lap times now, just trying to get it to the finish. Hulkenberg's in 4th, even after his crazy strategy, he's somehow managed to get it to 4th, but we're all over the place here on lap 62. And I can't believe we actually saved it there and nearly hit the wall. We're going to watch that back in slow motion actually here. So we hit the curb on the inside, which sends us really quite sideways. You can see we had to correct that. But then the curb, it doesn't really auto spin us out, but we're sort of just a bit all over the place, and the curb doesn't really help us out. Obviously the curb's very slippery in the wet conditions. And then when we get back onto the track, it's also a bit all over the place here. We rejoin the track and I do a little bit too much steering, and we still have to save it once again. So wow, crazy stuff, and having to save the car. But you can see the rain's eased off a little bit here. Probably could be intermediate conditions really. I think we could probably go on to winters, but there's not really much point. You can see I really haven't been putting in the great lap times here. Rosberg definitely been closing me down here, down to 28 seconds. It was about, what was it, 39 seconds at some point, but making small mistakes along the way, going a little bit wide into some corners, you know, just obviously going off as you saw a minute ago, me sliding all over the place, all over the curves. Stuff like that really didn't help me out, and that just lost me probably about 10 seconds. It was just small mistakes that kept adding up, and ended up being about 10-11 seconds that the disadvantage over the last stint was, which was unfortunate. I wanted to be the gap up to be about 40 seconds. That's what I wanted the gap to be. I was challenging myself when I had nothing to do to get that gap up to about 40 seconds, but yeah, unfortunately it's not going to be that. We're now sort of thinking about 30 seconds, but yeah, it's going to be still a tough task because Rosberg's lapping really quick, and I can't even remember whether I said it, but this is on Legend AI. Legend AI, all assists off except from traction control, which is on medium, and that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm not going to be switching down to expert or anything. I'm going to be staying on Legend, be staying with those assists at least for now, and hopefully at some point switching off traction control completely. But I'm just learning with the wheel and everything, and yeah. Really good race there, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I won on Legend AI by some margin as well. And it wasn't just the pit stop advantage I had. I had about a 10-second advantage plus the extra pit stop they made. So I would have won it even though I had made an extra pit stop there. So great stuff. I really enjoyed the race, guys. 29.159 seconds was the gap at the end. So really good stuff. And yeah, won, which is good. Really great lap time there as well. That was on the super soft tyres, on fast fuel mixture. A little bit of a crazy race. I think you can say that at the least. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, guys. Remember that challenge. If you can hit 400 likes on this video, we'll get another 100% race up soon. And let me know, would you like to see it with live commentary? I know that's a big thing. If you want to see it with live commentary as well, just let me know with a comment. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it as always. The support has been amazing over the last couple of days. And yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.